Okay, simple. I'll tell with example. I'm going to create a class called as X. Simply in a package com.mysys, I'll create a class called as X. Okay. Here I'll create a variable private int I. I'll create a default constructor. I'll create one constructor which is taking I. I'll write one more method, public void do something, which will take string as parameter, and here I'll just print system.out.println yes plus some space plus. So now what I want to do is I want to create an object of X without using new. Generally we use new keyword to create an object, but without using new I want to create an object. How is it possible? Just see here. I'll just create demo class. If you understand this, the next frameworks which you are going to learn will be very easy for you. You will be able to imagine what is going on. See here, class X. I'm writing X, control space, dot. What is this variable? Class. Is it a static variable? Is it of type com? Is of type? Did I create any static variable inside class X? No. But the compiler wrote a variable. I didn't create any variable called as class, static variable called as class next. I had only one variable called as I of type int. But whenever I compile any .java file, the compiler is going to create a variable called class of type. There is a class called class in java.lang. Right? But why? What's the purpose of this class? Let's try to understand. Right? Tell me, what is metadata? Data about data, something. Right? Data about this class is called as metadata. Right? Data about a particular method inside this class also is a metadata. Suppose if I ask, tell me metadata of class X, what do you say? Tell me metadata of class X. You will say there is a private variable called I. There are two overloaded constructors. There is one method called as do something which is like string. Metadata means data about class X is called metadata. So if I ask you what is metadata of class X, you will say there is one variable called as I, two constructors, one method. And if I ask you, tell me metadata of this method do something, you will say do something method is public, return type is void, it's taking one parameter of a string. That's the metadata of method. So everything has a metadata. Class has a metadata. Metadata of class X means variables inside it, constructors inside it, instance variables inside it, static variables inside it, methods inside it. All are metadata of class X, right? So once if I give you a .class file, I want you to tell how many methods are there, how many constructors are there, how many variables are there, what are the type of variables, I want you to tell, right? You can do that by using API called as reflection, right? So now I'll tell you some basics. Just concentrate here. There is a class called as class in java.lang package. Dot. There is a static method called as for name. Okay, so I'll just pass com.mysys.x. this is throwing some exception. I'll just throw it. What is the exception? Class not found exception. Actually, the static method, what it will do is, it will try to find this class in class path. It will try to load this class into memory. Class.forName will try to load a dot class file into memory. Right? When a class is loaded, if you want some code to get executed, no, when a class is loaded, object is not created. When a class is loaded, immediately after a class is loaded, I want some code to get executed. What do I do? Static block. Before static block is executed, static variables are available as memory. Right? So in class X, is there any static variable? Yes, class. So when they say class that for them, this X is loaded into memory, static variable class will be allocated in memory, and that variable is initialized to a class object automatically. Who wrote all this code? Compiler wrote all this code. Right? Inside class X, inside just see here, inside class X, compiler wrote a variable public static final class. This is written by compiler, and there is a static block which will initialize class is equals to some, right? Who wrote this? I didn't write it, compiler wrote it, right? So what I can do by using this object, I can get the metadata of classes, right? See here, what is the return type of class.forName? It is returning class object. So I'll take it in class C. I got the reference of static variables class which is present inside, right? Now simple, I will just say C dot new instance. This will create an object of X. This is throwing some exception. Okay, let that be thrown. It is returning object, but I know that it is an object of X, right? So in constructor of X, okay, in constructor of X, I'll write some system.out.println in default constructor of. So let's see whether this will be printed. If object is created, this should be called. So let's see. I'll run this demo. Got executed, right? Okay. So I created an object of class X without using new operator. Okay, that's fine. You ask, why do you need to do like this? Why can't you use new always? Some scenarios may be there where you need to read an XML document where we have configured. From XML document, you will get strings, class name. By using string as class name, you will want to sometimes get all the frameworks which we use will be using internally. So I created an object. Now the next thing what I want to do is, I want to call the method on. I want to call this method do something on that object X, but not directly. I could call like this now. Simply X dot do something. I can pass it. If I pass, I printed, right? The default value, what did I print? I. The default value of I is 0. I printed. But I don't want to do like this. I want to do it without calling directly, right? No. By using C class variable, I can access metadata of X. I can understand what all methods present inside it. So I'll say C dot get method. C dot get method. It is taking name of the method and parametrics. What is it returning? Method object. There is a class called as method. By using this object, I can access the metadata of method. I said, what is the metadata of method? Access specifier, and type, method name, parameters, everything is metadata, right? By using this method object, I can access metadata, right? So c.get method, I want a method object for a method whose name is do something, okay, and second parameter is what? Object dot 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 parameter types, right? What is the parameter type? String dot string also has a static variable class. Every class has its class variable, right? So see this parameter, see this, it's throwing some exception. I'll just throw exception. So everything will be okay. What is the return type of, what are the parameters say for get method? Name of the method, class dot dot dot, parameter of type what? Class, string not class. Suppose if my do something is taking two parameters of type string, what I should do? Two parameters of type string I should say, comma, string dot class. So I mean that I want a method object for a method whose name is this and taking two string objects. Right? Okay. Right now I have only one. Okay. I will get a method object. Right? Now I want to invoke it. How to invoke a method? As I told you on the first day, in Java code, the do something method is taking one parameter. But in the bytecode, do something method will take how many parameters? Two. First one is x. This method do something is present in which class? X. This is of type x. Comma. String is. This is the one in bytecode. When I am using this API, class method and method object, I am actually doing the bytecode manipulation. So if I want to invoke the method, what I should do is I should say method dot invoke. Method dot invoke. First parameter is the object on which I want to invoke. On which object I want to invoke? On x. And then object dot dot dot. But while invoking the method, I need to pass parameters. How many parameters are there? Only one. I need to pass the value for the parameter. So m dot invoke, the value on which I want to invoke is x, and parameters which I want to pass is something like a, b, c, d. So this should invoke the method. Let's see. What invoke? Right? You know till now. Why am I calling that this is reflection? All the classes present, all the methods. The method class is present in which package? Java.lang. So this is called as reflection API because they are part of the package Java.lang. The method object, method class belongs to reflection API. Right? Now, by using bytecode, will I be able to do anything in bytecode? I should be able to invoke parameters constructor also. Right? I don't want to invoke c.new instance invoked default constructor which is not taking any parameters. I want to create an object of x using parameterized constructor. Is there any parameterized constructor for x? The one which is taking int, right? So c dot, when I want a method object, I said c dot get method. C dot get constructor will give me a constructor object. A constructor is taking what parameter? Int. Int dot. Actually, int means wrapper type is the right integer. Integer dot class object is called. When I say int dot class, wrapper type is called. Right? I will be getting a constructor object. By using constructor, what can I do? I can get the metadata of constructor, right? So now what I can do is constructor dot new instance. Constructor dot new instance. It is saying what? Object dot dot dot. If I want to invoke that constructor, I need to pass a value for that parameter int. So I will pass. So dot new instance, and I'll pass 1, 2, 3. So this will create an object of. So I'll take it in x. So this is how to invoke a parameterized constructor. Now let's see. This is the value of I passed. In do something, I printed a value of I. Right? So that means that the parameterized constructor is right. Now one more thing I want to conclude is, will I be able to call private methods? Generally, if a method is private, it cannot be accessed, right? But now what I'll do is I'll just make this method as private, right? Now I'll try to execute it. What is it saying? No such method com.mysys.x dot do something which is taking string, because it is not visible, right? So by default, what will happen is get method will give you a method object only if the method is public. But you want a method object even though it is not public. So instead of calling get method, what you can do is you can say get declared method. Get method will give you only public methods, accessible methods, the methods which are accessible. But if you say get declared method, it will give you a method which is declared. Previously, what is the exception I got? No such method exception, is that? Right now, earlier it said no such method. But now if I say, what is it saying? Illegal access. Now I didn't get no such method. The method object came. But whenever I try to access that method, it's saying illegal. You cannot access a private method. So what is it saying? Illegal access. Class demo cannot access a member of class com.mysys.x with modifiers private. It's saying illegal access, right? But I want to access it. Even though it is illegal, I know that it is illegal, but still I want to access it. Am I not doing wrong? I know that it is illegal. But still if I can access it, is it my mistake? I know that something is illegal. Just government talking. I know that something is illegal. Stealing in a bank is illegal. But still I can do it, right? I can steal. If I am dare enough, I can steal in a bank also. I know that it is illegal, but still I am doing it. It's my own risk. So reflection API, Java allows you to call private methods, but it is illegal. Even though if you are doing, it is your own risk. So you can do it method dot set accessible to true. Now I said accessible, set accessible to true, and then I am calling invoke. Let's see. Got it? Invoke, right? So Actually, private methods cannot be accessed. By default, JVM also will not allow. But here, what am I doing? I know that I am accessing private method and I did it, even though it is illegal. Yes, it's up to me. It's my risk. Generally, why do we have objects? If I create an object and call method, I expect it to work, right? I have a remote. If I press this button, it will work. I am not supposed to take it out and pull out all the wires, right? If I still know, if I am a mechanic, I can take it out and pull out all the wires and do some mechanics, and I expect to work. If I'm just taking it out and working with the chips inside it, it's my risk. If it does not work, it's my risk. At my risk, I open it, right? So similarly, something which is private to objects, we generally should not touch. The chips inside this are private; they are not exposed outside. We should act only with the ones which are visible. But if I remove it and do something on it, it may not work. But it is at my risk. I did it. I want to repair something. It's at my risk. So similarly here, people say, "Hey, Java is not protected. Java is not so secure." You are able to access private methods also. People say, whenever I show this, people say that it is illegal. Java is allowing you to access private methods. But the concept is, even this object also, I am not supposed to open it and work on chip. If I do it, it may not work. This object may not work. Right? So it is at your own risk. Sometimes you may want to access private variables at your own risk. You can do such things also by using reflection API. Even constructor object also. Even if the constructor is private, yes, you can create. Yes, you can call. How? By calling constructor dot set accessible to true. But if the constructor is private, if I say just get constructor, will I get the reference? Now it's a get declared constructor. There is a method called as get declared constructor. Instead of saying just get constructor, I should say get declared constructor. I will get a reference of constructor object even though it is not accessible. Then I will say set accessible to true. Right? So by using reflection effect, just understand you can do all this. Right? Any notes? So I think on 6th day we have XML topic of XML. There we will be using it. What I will do is I will give you an XML. In that you have to parse the XML. In that I might have configured some class names. I may ask you to parse the XML and create an object and invoke a method. You should be able to do it. Right? So that's what I want to talk about reflection.